definition of a side hustler, like I think it's someone that's just doesn't want to, settle for what he's got. How's it, everyone? My name is Jandre and I'm the managing director at Version 8 Media. So I've always had a big passion for marketing. I think a part of me grew up at a very young age. I actually didn't necessarily know that marketing was in my blood. And the funny thing is that when I used to play rugby, I'd used to wear like these shocking colored boots because I knew that at the end of the day, if I wanted to get seen by the scouts, then I need to stand out. Then obviously colored boots became a thing, like it became quite popular. And then I started painting my scrum cap different colors that, I knew the manufacturers didn't make, because I would then again stand out. As a personal trainer, I remember, walking in the gym literally the whole day when I just started training the best looking guys. Well, training them, just chatting to them and helping them and giving them, the little bit of advice that I could at that time, because obviously they knew what they were doing. But from the outside, it was perceived as if I was training, the athletes in the gym. And I remember the first client came up to me and she said, "I see you all the time with these good-looking, bodies, and obviously you know what you're doing, and obviously you're really busy, but I want to know if you can please fit me into your schedule." And what happened was, I obviously could charge her a higher rate because she thought that I was, taking time out of my busy schedule, number one, and obviously I already looked like someone that knew what they were doing. So not that I did, but I could have at the end of the day. And I quickly realized how important marketing yourself really, really is. And that's kind of like when I really got into marketing and started understanding how powerful perception really is. So funny story, obviously we're running an agency here and personal training has got nothing to do with it, obviously. So I was about a year in with the personal training, and part of me wanted to start a website because everybody, out there was starting websites, and I didn't know much about it. And we eventually set the site up, and I paid like 10 or 15 grand to get it up and going. And then I remember emailing my friend saying, "Cool, we've done all this now, but what now? How do I get traffic?" And he's like, "Well, I don't know, that's up to you." And then I went into Google and I said, "How do I drive traffic to a website?" And then Google said one way would be to start a Facebook page. And then I was like, "How to start a Facebook page?" And I remember starting Fitness 101 was the company name, just a random page with health and fitness topics and content. And it kind of like took off from there, and that became a website on its own. And we started growing in traffic. I started learning how to do digital marketing, how to do SEO, how to do copywriting, how to run ads on Facebook. I remember spending 1,000 Rand on Facebook every single month, generating more people, getting signups, an email database, and we built up around, I think, 40,000 people, and on an email list of 40,000 people, and we had like 60, 70,000 people to the site every single month, and we had like 300,000 followers on Facebook. And eventually that's when a company approached me and offered me to buy into the business, and we turned that into a business. We monetized obviously the advertising space, and that's how I actually ended up in advertising, and that's how digital kind of like connects with the two, with advertising at the end of the day. So yeah, version 8 or V8, the name was actually V8 Media, like literally V8, and I always believed that marketing, is the engine of any business. It's literally the engine that ignites everything else. It drives the sales, and everything else is, accessories to that. You need fuel. I always used to see fuel as your ad budget that you would use in order to, run all these different ads, or whether it's traditional or digital. And when I actually launched the company, when I decided to embark on my own, I just thought like V8 is what it is, because I've always understood that marketing is like the engine of a business. And I think we started getting emails from people thinking that we sell audio equipment for cars. So V8 Media, like they were like, "Can you guys put in a sound system for me?" And I don't know nothing about it, so I don't even know if I'm using the right terminology or anything. But they were like, "Can you do this and a bass and a that and I was like, "Well, hold on, this is not right. This is not who we are. We're a digital agency." And I thought to myself, we already started making a little bit of name for ourselves early on, and I thought, like, how do we transition from V8 Media to something else that's related? And that just became version 8, which doesn't really mean anything, but still something to an extent, if that makes sense. Yeah, so we're a little bit different when it comes to most agencies, and I think a lot of agencies say that, all of them probably say that, but we're not really fixated on, the vanity metrics when it comes to page likes and comments and shares and engagement and reach. And even though those things are important when it comes to brand building, I think we're more curious and excited about growing the company, because if you're going to be profitable and if our clients keep growing, then we're going to keep growing. If our clients enjoy our service and they're satisfied with the results, then we're going to keep growing as an agency. And one thing about an agency is that you become more profitable if you retain your clients. So therefore, it's a no-brainer that we try and keep our clients happy by focusing on their bottom line, because that's what matters, the sales. You can't cover our bills if you're not making sales, and you're not going to want to pay us if we don't deliver the service. So with that said, we're very fixated on lead generation. We're very fixated on sales. I was a performance marketer as well, so for my side, that's just gravitated naturally towards actually performance. And then I realized that that's what people want. So that's where we are, and that's what we do. And we just try and deliver the results to our clients, ensuring that they're happy. And if they keep growing, we keep growing. So yeah, as a digital agency, we offer, in the beginning we were very naive. We wanted to do everything, and we thought we could. But I realized it's important to specialize and build your assembly line in order to run a profitable business, and that's where we are now. We're focusing on specific services that we know we're really good at. And these services are, running paid ads for our clients, ensuring that their brand message is in line with what they're trying to sell. We build chatbots for clients as well. We're very lead focused. So we usually focus on the bottom line when it comes to our clients, not necessarily the vanity metrics as much. So therefore, we build chatbots that can help generate leads. We focus on PPC or paid advertising that can help generate leads. Social media marketing, obviously part of that when it comes to the brand message and positioning. And that is mainly what we focus on right now. We've started a content division. Tristan, who's behind the camera, is not going to show her face right now, but we started a content side for the business, because we want to remove any friction that stands between us and the client's ads. And usually what we found is that if we wanted to run successful ads, the client would give us content, and we would find that we know for a fact that this content might not be sufficient, or it's not really going to work or drive the results that we want. And because creative is such an important aspect to the results, we decided to create our own section where we can actually come in and take shots. If you don't have any content, we'll create content for you, and ideally we remove that friction between the company who's wanting to allow us to run their ads for them, or help us do their digital marketing for them. We remove that friction with the content section, which started making sense for us, and that's what we're doing right now. Yeah, we don't really offer any additional services. Well, we do actually, but it's not really, I would say, a service. It's just something that we're really passionate about, and that is small businesses itself. We love sharing knowledge when it comes to small business owners that are really hungry for success. We are doing a couple of workshops I think we're doing a couple of workshops this year. We've planned out 6 every 2 months this year, with the first one being in Feb. And what we really enjoy is connecting with these individuals. You can see the passion and the hustle in their eyes, and that's really exciting. There's just something that you can't put your finger on, these kind of moments where you can actually see you making a difference in someone else's life. That's really powerful, and we get a lot of satisfaction out of it. So that is one thing, that's one of the reasons why we do these workshops, is to connect and share knowledge. It's completely free. And then something else that we do is, or which initiative that we're now launching, depending on when you're watching this video, is from the ground up. And that's how literally we share as much knowledge as we can around, starting your little initiative. And this is mainly for the side hustlers, or the people that have an idea but don't necessarily sure on how to actually go about practically implementing this idea. And we look at it from a digital marketing perspective of, listen, you don't need a lot of capital to start your ideas these days anymore. All you need is a couple of grand, and we're going to show you what to do with that in order to get going. And that's what From the Ground Up is all about. So I wouldn't say these are really necessarily services, but it's something that we're passionate about, and it's completely free. And from our side, it's just something that we really enjoy doing. Definition of a side hustler, I think it's someone that's just doesn't want to settle for what he's got, It's usually when there's a glass ceiling over your head, or you're not happy at work, and ideally you would just want to keep growing. A lot of people are happy at work but still want to do something else. That's what I see as a side hustler. Like you just like building, and you like creating, and you like the process so much so that you want to get home at 5 and it's not enough, and you want to do something extra. You want to make that extra buck, and this is how you're going to do it. But it's not just about the money; it's also about actually learning and building and growing as an individual. And that, I would say, is, in my opinion, what a side hustler is all about.